Hi, I'm Brian Benedict. I'm a retired firefighter, Army veteran, and had my life and health license for over 35 years. There's nothing better than to help somebody through the Medicare maze. First of all, let's talk about veteran plans. Okay, I come from a long line of veterans. Gosh, grandpas, fathers, uncles, twin brother, he was in the Army. I was in the Army. Daughter's in the Army. And so the veteran space is very important to me. And then it's important for them to understand what is out there for them and why. So, tell you a story. I was sent, or I received a call during annual enrollment one year. And it was a friend of the family. He was in his 80s and was calling to find out. He just had some questions, and he just calls me out of the blue, and he said, "Brian," he goes, "I just received my bill for my Plan F," and he said, "I'm going to be paying $534 a month starting January." And he goes, "This is ridiculous." And if anybody knows anything about Medicare supplement plans, which the government calls Medigap, because there's a gap in your original Medicare A and B card. There's a lot of expensive gaps. But if you know anything about that, it doesn't come with anything else. There's no dental vision. There's no hearing, like hearing aids or anything. There's no prescription plan. And so, but he said, "Brian," I said, "Well, I tell you what, let's talk about it and find out." So we scheduled a time. I came over there, went to his residence because he is he has a lot of medical issues. And so the one thing he told me when I first walked in the door was, "Why do I have to pay for this?" He goes, "This is really, really expensive." And he goes, "I don't even have a doctor. I use VA. I've used VA forever. I don't have a doctor. I never see a doctor out here. If I go to the hospital, VA pays it. Why do I need this?" And I said, "Unfortunately, you don't." And this takes me back to the difference between health insurance agents. And you're going to hear me say this on almost every video. The difference between health insurance agents. There's really no difference in any other line of insurance but Medicare. If you just have a health insurance license, the only thing that you can do as an agent is the Medicare supplement plans, the Plan Gs, the Plan Fs, that Medigap plans. Okay? It's the only one you can do. Can't do anything else. In order to do an Advantage plan or to do a prescription plan, you have to have a government certification every year, recertify, take the test, pass the test, and then recertify with every one of your insurance companies that you're with. This other group that doesn't do that, they don't have to do any of that. Okay? But because of this, it's a lot of auto and home, not every one of them, but probably 90% of auto and home agents or agents within the auto and home. They just don't do it. They're just busy doing, exchanging cars and stuff. Financial advisors, most of them don't have that. And so this is important because the veteran that's using VA on a regular basis, he has this red, white, and blue card, but he doesn't need to pay that other because he's got health insurance. He was led to believe that he needed that. And probably the agent thought he probably did because he or she did not know any different. Again, they don't know Medicare. It's another insurance policy. And so when I am sitting there, I'm like, no, you don't need it. You don't need it at all. The only thing you need, and they have veteran plans in the Advantage world, in the Part C Medicare Advantage, they're the same thing. Part C and Medicare Advantage, just roll them up into a ball. That's it. But they have veteran plans, so specifically for veterans. But here's the thing. You don't use those at the VA. You only are there, just like this person. The only reason he would use this Advantage plan made for veterans is for a second opinion that the VA would not pay for. So that's the only reason you'd even need it. And the other thing, there's other things in those plans that a veteran might want to have. And one of those typically is an over-the-counter card. Usually comes with it. Most plans have that. And that's where you can get, extra money for cold medicine or, vitamins, things like that. Also, a lot of veterans that use VA, since it's a tiered level of care, many of them have to pay for dental, or they don't get it at all, or they don't get vision. Some do, many do, and they're very lucky, but many don't. And including hearing aids. Many get those, but many don't. It's all tiered level of care. And so these plans often will come with all those. They'll come with those things that they can see a local person and get some eyeglasses. And so typically those plans, those veteran plans, do not have a prescription plan with them. Now some may come with it, but most will not come with that because the VA has the prescription that this veteran is using. So they use the VA's prescription plan. So typically they don't have the prescription plan built in to those plans, which means in Medicare, if they take something away, then they're going to give you something else, and vice versa. If they give you something, usually they'll take something away. But for not having a prescription plan, usually they're offered on those plans will have what's called a give back. That's a Part B, as in boy, from Social Security that you're paying $202 a month on. They usually will have some type of a discount that will come off of that $202. And so when this gentleman, I helped him, cancel the one policy, the Plan F, or plan, I think he was on Plan F, and now he's on this plan, and it works well for him because he doesn't even have a doctor out here, and if he needed a second opinion, he could get one. And so it's very, very, very important when you talk to agents. The biggest question, I think, and the one that you can knock it out with one question to find out whether that agent has the certification that he or she needs, is asking them, are you certified through the government to do prescription plans? Easy as that. That's as simple as I can get it. Because if not, then they can't even show you. They don't know any, they're not educated on many of these things. And so they can't even show you an Advantage plan because remember, most of those have a prescription built into it. The ones that don't are for the veterans. If you need some help, if you need somebody to review, during annual enrollment, or the one thing that I wanted to end with too is if you're already on an Advantage plan and you're interested and you're a veteran and using VA with the prescription plan, you have a special election period, so that you could use throughout the year to go to a veteran plan. So it may be something that you think about, but the options, for any options that you have through Medicare, don't call a call center. It's usually honestly, they're temporary employees, usually during annual enrollment and different times of the year. And you're never going to talk to the same one twice, more than likely. So it's just not a good habit to do. You talk to somebody like myself that not only has a health license, but also has the certification every year through the government. So again, this is Brian Benedict, and if you like this, please share it, like and subscribe, and I just also want to say, be safe out there. Thank you.